Cristiano Ronaldo has been eating the same meal 6 times a day for years. Messi almost lost his career because he couldn't quit Coke, and one player got kicked off his team for being addicted to Nutella. Yeah, I'm serious. What football players eat might sound boring, but trust me, it's anything but. Let's start with the GOAT. Lionel Messi. Believe it or not, Messi's diet almost ruined him. Back in 2003, when an 18-year-old Messi arrived in Barcelona, he wasn't exactly the picture of discipline. Instead of protein shakes and clean eating, his diet looked more like your average teenager's. Pizza, candy, cookies, and worst of all, Coca-Cola. The guy was so addicted to soda that if someone put vegetables or salad on his plate, he'd literally leave the room. But here's the shocking part, Messi kept this up for years. Even as he started breaking records, his health was breaking down. He woke up sick every single day, and by his mid-20s, the junk food was catching up. In a game against Granada, Messi vomited on the pitch. It was a wake-up call he couldn't ignore. With the help of Barcelona's manager and a nutritionist, Messi finally overhauled his diet. Out went the junk food, and in came a Mediterranean-inspired plan with fish, whole grains, and plenty of water. The result? Messi stopped getting sick, became leaner, faster, and, well, even more unstoppable. Now let's talk about Messi's rival, Cristiano Ronaldo. If Messi's diet was chaos, Ronaldo's is military precision. This man eats the same plain meal, chicken, broccoli, and rice, 6 times a day. No sauces, no cheat meals, just clean, lean fuel. But don't think Ronaldo was always like this. Back in his Manchester United days, he was a skinny kid who was doubted by everyone. Coaches told him, "You'll never make it in the Premier League if you don't bulk up." And Ronaldo took that personally. He hit the gym, revamped his diet, and turned himself into a literal machine. Today, Ronaldo is 39, has 7% body fat, and still plays like a 20-year-old. And yeah, he does allow himself the occasional cheat meal, but only with his son. The rest of the time, it's back to work. That's the kind of discipline that separates legends from everyone else. Of course, not every footballer's diet is inspiring. Take Max Kruse, for example. This man who might just hold the record for the weirdest football diet in history. Back in 2016, while playing for Wolfsburg, Max wasn't exactly having a dream season. He was underperforming on the pitch, facing personal struggles off it, and seemed to be spiraling out of control. But the cherry, or should I say the hazelnut spread, on top was his diet. Max developed a serious addiction to Nutella. I'm not talking about spreading it on a piece of toast here and there. No, Max couldn't sit down for a single meal without Nutella taking center stage. It was his breakfast, his dessert, his midnight snack. Basically, Nutella was his lifeline. His teammates were concerned. They confronted him about it, saying things like, "Max, you can't keep showing up to training with chocolate stains on your jersey." But Max shrugged it off. Even when the team made a pact to cut out junk food and focus on their fitness, Max was seen sneaking spoonfuls of Nutella like a kid raiding the pantry after bedtime. The final straw came during a team breakfast. While everyone else was eating oats and eggs, Max was busy spreading Nutella so thick on his bread it looked like he was building a cake. His coach snapped. Not only did Wolfsburg kick him off the team, but they fined him $28,000 for his lack of professionalism. Imagine losing your career over a jar of Nutella. If that's not a cautionary tale, I don't know what is. Then there's Sergio Ramos. Player who proves that dedication can transform not just your career, but your entire body. When Ramos started his professional career at 17, he was far from the intimidating figure we know today. He was skinny, shy, and didn't exactly strike fear into his opponents. But Ramos wasn't content with being average. He knew he had to make changes, starting with his diet. From the beginning, Ramos committed to cutting out the junk. No more late-night McDonald's runs, no more greasy snacks after training. Instead, he focused on eating clean, high-protein meals that would help him build muscle. Over the years, his diet evolved into what can only be described as a performance-focused masterpiece. For breakfast, Ramos starts his day with whole grain bread, turkey breast, eggs, and a variety of fresh fruits. He's not just eating for taste, every bite is calculated to fuel his intense workouts. And those workouts? Ramos took them to another level during the pandemic. While the world was stuck at home binging Netflix, Ramos was fasting, grocery shopping himself, and experimenting with new recipes to optimize optimize his performance. His lunch and dinner are a balance of lean protein, like fish or steak, paired with salads and vegetables. But here's the kicker, even Ramos has a guilty pleasure: chocolate churros. Yep, once every 2 weeks, he treats himself to Spain's iconic dessert. But don't think he's slacking, those churros are part of a carefully planned cheat meal. That's the kind of balance that turns a skinny teenager into one of football's most ripped and respected defenders. And finally, let's talk about Robert Lewandowski. A man so perfectly built that his teammates nicknamed him the Body. But Lewandowski didn't always have the chiseled physique he's known for today. Back in 2006, he was just a scrawny kid with big dreams and even bigger expectations. His parents, both professional athletes, had passed down their talent, but talent alone wasn't enough. Lewandowski was released from his team, deemed too weak to compete. That rejection lit a fire in him, and from that moment, he dedicated his life to proving everyone wrong. The turning point came when he met his wife Anna, a fitness guru, nutritionist, and absolute game changer. She revolutionized his diet, introducing him to a scientific approach that would transform not just his body, but his entire career. Breakfast, porridge topped with antioxidant-rich fruits. Lunch, vegetable spaghetti with beetroot juice. A meal designed to boost stamina and recovery. Dinner, a perfectly balanced plate of fish or chicken with fresh herbs and spices. But what's fascinating is the precision. Anna doesn't just focus on what he eats, but when he eats it. Lewandowski avoids gluten, sugar, and lactose, ensuring his body operates at peak efficiency. And when it's time for a treat, Anna whips up healthy versions of pancakes or brownies, so he never feels deprived. The result? Lewandowski has gone from being an underdog to one of the most consistent and dominant players in the game. He's a walking example of how discipline and science can take you to the top. Click on the next video, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.